So I've been thinking about how, at least for non-believers, they have no idea how the world works. They don't know where it all came from. They don't know how it was made. They have their own ideas of what they think. They might think they know, but what are they even basing it off of? Just because someone told them? Like, uh, like if you don't believe in God and you believe whatever you believe, however you think the world was created or started or whatever, why do you think that? Where are you getting this information from? You have to base it on something. You can't just go off of someone's words, you know? Like a man telling you that the world started from an explosion. Why? And why would you think that makes any scientific or logical sense in any sense of the imagination? As Christians, Bible believing, lovers of Jesus, we know how the earth was created. It was formed by God, and we know because the Bible says it right there at the beginning. There's no need to search for it. You don't have to go through the whole Bible. Oh, where is it? Where do they talk about how the earth was made? That's the very first thing they talk about. That's the very first part of the Bible, is the beginning of everything, you know? In the beginning, there was God. And then it goes on to explain how God made us and the world. And obviously, if you don't want to believe the Bible, well, then you have nothing to base your reality on. You have nothing to base your truth on. It's all just guesses. You know? Well, why would you think the earth came from nothing? Everything's made from something. Except God. Because God was there in the beginning. And I believe that because His Word is alive and it tells us. That's what it says. And I can't prove the Bible to you. But if you read it, you would know. You know, if you understood the words, if you actually wanted to know, if you soaked it in, it's alive. The Bible, no other book does that. If the Bible says something, it can produce so much good, so much fruit, even in just one single verse. You know, just to pick one off the top of my head, there's a verse, you know, obviously you've heard it, right? Honor your father and mother. Honor your father and mother. 5 words can make a world of difference. And that's just 5 words in the whole Bible. And just that alone can produce more good than you can ever imagine. And the Bible's filled with knowledge and wisdom, and oh my gosh. You need some sort of basis to believe in something that matters so much. If you don't have firm ground on something, you're gonna slip and fall. So you think the earth just a big bang, it just something caused it to explode. What caused it to explode if there was nothing? There has to be something to make that explosion work. You know, funny thing, you know, I talk so much about I don't believe things can come from nothing, but this came from nothing. It just spawned out of thin air, you know. Do you believe me? No, seriously, this wasn't here a minute ago. Oh, it's gone. It just de-exploded now, because if things can just come out of nothing, then surely nothing can just go back into nothing. Or something can go back into nothing. Why wouldn't you believe that? Why wouldn't you believe that? You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. Things don't just come out of nowhere. They don't. And you know that. You know that deep down in your heart. You cannot tell me you think that everything came from nothing. That doesn't make any sense. Who built your car? It didn't build itself. Come on. I know you hate God, but at least try to make some kind of sense. Like, that's just embarrassing. I don't mean to be rude, but that's just sad when the best you can come up with is that it came from nothing. That's not even an answer. What does that even mean? Nothing? Because you have nothing to base it on. You have nothing to work with. So you just say it's nothing, right? Guys, work with me here. At least have some kind of clever idea of how it started. You can't just say nothing. But what else are you gonna say, right? Unless you try to come up with your own version of God that created it, right? Is that a thing? There's probably several religions that copy the actual God's idea. I mean, obviously there's a lot of religions the devil has created to try to make it sound so similar and try to confuse you, because like, take Buddhism, right? I don't know all the details of what Buddhism all is, but you know, if someone starts believing that and then they see cracks in it and see how flawed it is and how it can't be true, well, then they're gonna just be like, well, if that's not true, then probably all religion's fake. I don't want to follow Jesus. He's probably no different. There can't be a counterfeit if there's not a real thing. There has to be something real for counterfeits to be created. You know, there's always one true thing when there's so many fake things trying to copy it. There is a God out there, and whether or not you decide to accept the real one, that's up to you. You can follow all the fake gods you want, all the fake gods you create, and it'll get you nowhere. How is that supposed to help you? What's the point of creating a fake god? What's the point of saying there's a God out there that's helping me if you think that it's not because you made it up? What would the point of that be? And I know there's, easy ways to pick it apart, like, oh, it's some kind, religion's a scam, they're all about money, and I'll be the first to admit there are plenty of churches out there that's where their heart is. They're not actually Christians, big televangelists. Maybe not all of them, but there's definitely some out there that are very clearly, you'll know them by their fruits, and their actions they don't match up with what they're saying. And even what they're saying doesn't match up with what God says, God says to deny yourself. And Joel Osteen's all about, oh, follow your heart. Money, money, money. Don't. Money is the root of all evil. And obviously Joel Osteen, I don't truly know his heart. But, for all I know, maybe he does love God. And I don't mean to be any, but there are a lot of false prophets out there, and he's an easy example of someone who most likely is. You'll never believe in God if you don't want to. I wish there was something I could do to just help you understand, to show you. And I hope you know that I'm praying for you, and that prayer does work, regardless of whether or not you want it to, or you think it will. No matter how much you kick and scream and hurt, and you just cry and cry and cry and say, I do not want God. I don't want anything to do with him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When it all comes down to it, we're all going to heaven, or we're all going to hell for eternity. That's it. It doesn't matter what your opinion is. That's fact. That's going to happen regardless. I hope you understand that. The only difference is whether or not you choose to follow God now to go to heaven. And hell isn't a party. It's not. It's darkness. It's the absence of God. I hope you understand that. I love you all. God bless you.